I'm standing here where evil revealed its face. This site is not just a massacre site, it's a scar on the soul of every Israeli. One year ago, on October 7th, 2023, what happened here wasn't a conflict. It wasn't a clash. It was pure, unfiltered hatred. A massacre of innocent people whose only crime was existing as Jews on their own land. They came here for joy. Young people from all over Israel, they came to celebrate life. They danced under the stars until death descended upon them. Hamas terrorists, in a coordinated wave of terror, launched over 5,000 rockets at dawn, using that chaos to infiltrate into Israel. They targeted civilians. Over 1,188 lives were stolen that day. 800 were civilians, just like you and me, caught in a nightmare they never saw coming. And these terrorists, they didn't just murder, they raped, they mutilated. The unspeakable sexual violence committed against women that day has shaken the world. And for what? Because Israel exists? Because we refuse to disappear? Think about it. 251 men and women were taken hostage. Some of them still remain in captivity. Can you imagine that? Their lives are in the hands of monsters. Bodies of at least 40 hostages are still being held, even in death. And it's real, right here, right now. Since that dark day, the IDF managed to rescue some hostages, and 111 others were released in negotiations. But at least 21 hostages were murdered by Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad, their lives cut short, even in captivity. These were sons, daughters, brothers and sisters. They were not soldiers. They were humans, loved ones, whose lives were snuffed out in an instant. Look at their faces. They are not some numbers in a cold statistic. They were dreams, hopes, futures, stolen by terror. And yet, there are those who dare to justify it, who have the audacity to stand and chant for resistance, glorifying the murderers as freedom fighters. How can you call it resistance when you butcher civilians? How can you see the spilled blood of the innocent and still support what Hamas did? No, this was not resistance. This was not a fight for rights or freedom. This was a crime against humanity, a war on the Jewish people for simply daring to live. The world watched it as it happened, and yet the hypocrisy is staggering. Where was the outrage for the innocent? The world actually stood with Israel for 5 minutes when we were under attack. But as soon as the Jews began defending themselves, the condemnation began. Because the world loves when the Jews are under attack, and it hates when we defend ourselves. But know this, Israel stands strong. We are here, and we will continue to be here. For every life taken, we stand taller and united for a stronger future in our land here. They tried to break us with terror, but instead, they have only strengthened our resolve. The Jewish people will never again be helpless. We have an army, we have a country, we have each other. This site, this massacre, is a reminder of what we are fighting against and what we are fighting for. We fight for life, for our right to exist in peace, and for the memory of those who no longer can. To the terrorists who thought you could destroy us, you failed. We are here, we're alive. Empire after empire, enemy after enemy tried to destroy us, and yet we always emerge victorious for our right to live in peace and harmony. Share this video in the memory of everybody that was massacred on October 7th.